Hello and welcome to this match of Counter-Strike. This match that will be played by Viper Esports and Vikings Esports. Viking Esports and Viper Esports both have the same record of 7-4 in the IM division. So this will be a very important battle to see who gets to their 8th win first. 10 wins normally cements you into a playoff spot. Vikings Esports, though, seemingly made a recent acquisition in Narco, so I'm going to be looking at him to make some big plays. Viper Esports starts on the CT side after knife round commences. As we're getting into it, first round, pistol round. 5 sets of Kevlar for the T side, 4 sets of Kevlar for the CT side. They do have a kit, and nade came out from Black Lion. That was his other expenditure. Nothing came of it, though. A fast rush went up B site, and then they threw some decoys down at their feet, but that was all a fake as they are quickly rushing up Arch, but Viper was ready for it. 3-on-3 trade goes the favor of the T side. 4 players were stacked towards Arch for the CTs. Eddie gets the kill onto Black Lion to allow his teammate Switch to plant the bomb. He falls back into pit, and his teammate goes into second pit. Biff is on the retake. He's coming from lane side. He's soon going to peek porch and peek the player in big pit. Meanwhile, Switch is in mini pit. Viper, Biff does pick up the kit from Black Lion. He's going to have to make some magic happen. They know where he is. He makes some noise. He checks sight. He's not sure where either of them are, and neither of them are peeking. He goes back into the corner. Switch takes some pop shots. He wants the attention from Biff drawn onto him. Biff is running out of time. Biff knows where both of them are, but they have superior angles. Biff is just going to try and keep them here and force them to die with bomb along with him. And it seems like all 3 players are going to go down, but Viking Esports takes the pistol round off of it. 1-0 Viking Esports. Death End with a triple kill on that round to cement it. Even though 3 players were towards quad side and a couple players boosted up, it seems that the CTs did not have the ability to win that round. They're going to be on nearly a full save here. Almost no utility is expended. Crazy has been spotted, but he takes the player out. Alt mid nonetheless. Fortin takes out 2, he takes out 3, gets the spray transfer onto Slossie with his last bullets. The remaining players are going to go up top mid. They're playing a little bit more cautious now. They do realize that the CTs have only pistols. They wanted to group up. Not much was spent for the CT side. They're going to throw some utility and then fall back to B, and this is the correct call as there is no players on the B site for the CT side. Terrorists don't know that, so a little bit more utility is going to be thrown out, but it's not really going to matter. CTs don't have anything to save, so they're definitely going to go for it, but I think that the best they can hope for is taking 1 gun down with them. Actually, Black Lion finds a nice Galil alt mid. That's something free that will be able to take into the next round with him. Biff has a P250, and it looks like they're just going to protect each other to try and save this Galil. T's are going to exit safely, as not much is happening in the rest of this round. 2 on the board for Vikings Esports. Viper Esports with a full save. They're going to have a decent buy into the next round. Four M4s out on the board for the CT side. A little bit of utility. Some players don't have any, though, and Biff and Slossie and Locke only have a smoke. A couple of mollies go out off start. Seems that they want to take some quick banana control. Crazy extinguishes the Molotov, throwing a smoke down. Biff playing counter flash. But for the moment, it doesn't seem that the terrorists want to go up and fight them. Pop Flash is going to go over, but it's not really going to do much. They're not trying to peek off of it. It gets boosted up on flower pots, and Crazy just sits at the CT angle. Terrorists still have a lot of utility, even with them taking a lot of banana control. They only had to expend 1 or 2 Molotovs and a flashbang to get that. The CTs haven't really seemed to want to play for much aggression here, so they don't have that great of information. Crazy's still playing CT. Biff still just boosted up. None of the CTs from A have rotated over yet. Seems that they might want to take some aggression, though, here. See if they can find some information. Figuring out where this terrorist hit is going to be is very crucial. Crazy takes 1. Biff fell down, and he gets traded immediately. Fortin on the refrag as his teammate Switch went down. Biff dealing 50 damage to the other player, and the remaining CTs are scrambling. It seems as though they immediately want to save after that hit came in. They didn't have a lot going into this round. They didn't have the utility to really fight for banana control. They get taken out, and it's going to be a 3rd on the board for Vikings. Double CT play is something that is in fact viable, but usually more so if you have the player boosted up. I'm not sure if Biff fell down on purpose or if he fell down by accident. Anyways, the CTs will save 3 guns into this next round, so that seems to be okay for them. They might be able to throw out some FAMASs or possibly even an M4 someone else. An M4 and a FAMAS go the way of the 2 other players. Biff has a Galil. Crazy does have an M4. It seems like Black Lion dropped the Galil and an M4 over and bought himself a FAMAS. His buy is actually a good amount better than their last round, and it seems as though they're going to want to take some good mid control again. They boost 1 up on porch, and once it's under it, they want that position. They leave Archside completely open, but there is no current attack coming there right now. Crazy and Biff still playing top sandbags, with Biff playing counter flash. Selassie is watching the halls pop. Narco is thinking about it. He has full utility though, so he might want to throw some of that before he just wide swings. Locke is playing anti-flash boosted up here. And with so many possibilities happening, with so many possible possibilities that could happen, it seems that no one is really sure of what play to make. Pop Flash goes out, and it seems that they're going to want to take a fight here. Locke was ready for it. He gets the kill on the first player. They know where he is, and an immediate trade comes out. Locke goes down in a one-on-one. The terrorists fall back slightly. The Switch picks up bomb. It seems that they're heading towards Banana. Biff and Crazy were occupying this area earlier on, but now they fell back. They wanted a different position. Seems as though the hit's coming out now. All the utility comes out. Lots of flashes, lots of smokes. Biff gets 1. They know where he is, or they apparently don't. He gets 3 before they finally take him down. Narco finally gets the kill on him, but it took a long time. They apparently didn't know where the shots came from. He gets bombed down with only 5 seconds to spare. This puts Black Lion and Selassie in a 1-on-2. They do have a kit. They only have 1 nade. Narco's going to take a forward position. They're expecting this as they pre-fire it. Black Lion goes in for the initial peek. Selassie gets the trade, killing Narco. He has some issues picking up the AK, but he does pick up the round, which is obviously more important. First on the board for Viper Esports. Selassie wins the clutch. Biff with some heroics on the flower pot position. That Galil spray was very well controlled. Terrorists are going to buy back into it, and they have full utility on their side. Most of their players are out of money, though, after this round, and it seems as though the same could be said for the CT side. Black Lion is only wielding an MP9 in this round. Again, though, the CTs have a little bit better of a buy than the first buy round that they had. They have a good amount of utility. Crazy's going to throw that initial smoke that he's thrown every single round on Banana. Saucy's throwing a nade here to see if he can catch someone out, and no one was really doing much there, though. He's going to throw a smoke to just prevent anyone from taking apps control, or at least stair-side apps control. A little bit of spray goes through the wall on both sides. Not much happens from either side, though. Smoke comes out from Boiler, as does a flash. The CTs have played arch side a lot, so they're trying to be cautious of this arch play that they believe is there. Black Lion gets mollied out from the position. Slossie tries to throw a flash to bail him out, but it's a little bit too late, and he gets caught out by it. Not much could have been done there. He didn't have a smoke to extinguish himself, so he was dead in the water as soon as that molly was thrown. This is still a split, though, and the CTs don't know it. It is, in fact, a mid to B split. They might know it now, especially with that flash coming up from Banana. Crazy gets caught off guard. He doesn't expect the player CT to be pushing. Crazy gets the first kill, but Biff has to wide swing out in the open. Crazy goes down as well afterwards. They were not ready for the 2 Banana. And the player that was going Banana car, Narco, is not expecting the CTs to already be this far up. He had a very forward position and was not expecting them to have as forward a position themselves. They catch the initial kill, but it seems as though their only goal for that was to take away a little bit of money and retrieve an AK for themselves. They fall back to T-spawn and forfeit a 4th round to Viking E Sports. A good pinch from the T side made it so that they only had to take 3 kills to be able to take this round. CTs have played not that much presence in terms of arch. T's finally exploited it. Let's see if the CTs change up their way of playing after that. Only 2 weapons were saved into this round. Slossie can drop 1, but I doubt it. It seems as though they're going to result in a save, sorry, not a force. Deagles are dropped all the way around. The 2 AKs remain. They do have 2 kits, though. Saucy again just throwing the smoke up in apps. He doesn't want that fast push up, especially with not having much utility. It's currently a lull in action right now, although it has been only 25 seconds into the round. Seems that no one is really doing much. The CTs don't really have the weaponry to fight, and the Ts are cautious. They don't exactly know what kind of buy the CTs can have. They could have forced into this round if they wanted, so the Ts are being a little bit wary. They flash out Arch, and they throw a molly, but it immediately gets counteracted. Locke takes the first kill onto Narco. He was a little bit overextended. Locke wasn't expecting it, but Narco wasn't either. Crazy goes for a fight with a 5-7 against their AK. He drops and just leaves Biff alone on the B site, and it seems like their attack is going to go there. Slossie's going to get caught off guard. He does. Eddie doesn't expect the second player so close, and he is caught out. Locke was probably expected to get that kill, but he didn't. Locke did catch Eddie off guard, but Eddie was really quick and was able to snap back and get a very lucky spray and a lucky kill. I would say that should have gone in the way of Locke. Black Lion is left in a 1-on-2 after that. He knows that one player is severely hurt, but all he has is a flashbang. If he had a nade, he could nade Pit. Player on site has not peeked his head up yet, but he does take a shot. Black Lion knows where he is. He takes another pop shot. And Fortin takes down Black Lion with a calculated headshot. 5th on the board for Vikings. That was good damage considering they only had 2 rifles. They could have definitely taken that round, but instead they decided to take a pause. Viper Esports, I presume, is the one who took this pause. And I will also take a pause to drink some water. Alright, the pause has been ended. Viper Esports comes back with a very strong buy. They buy 2 AUGs and an AWP as well as an M4. Black Lion is again on inferior weaponry on the FAMAS, but he does have a kit as well as a high explosive grenade. 2 kits are on the board and they have plenty of weaponry. Biff is going to peek down mid. He's going to get met with 2 nades to the face, bringing him down to 60 already. They expected someone to play mid. This is the first round that the CTs have really even peeked that. It was a very strong call and the correct call by the T side to throw those nades. Again, Slossy with the Hall's smoke. Not much is coming of it. It seems that Narco last round, though, pushed through it. Biff gets the first peek. And both players tag each other down a little bit. Biff down to 50 after taking 1 bullet to the chest, but Fortin a lot worse for wear after that engagement. Only down to 12 now. The nade does not touch him. Biff knows that he tagged the player, though. So that's information gained. CTs seem to want to stick to their players being where they are, though. Not much has rotated, even though the OTs have backed up. And they know that the op is on the A site, so it seems that they're going to want to attack this B site yet again. Black Lion has traded positions with Biff. T's are going up. Again, they have a decent amount of utility left. They can easily muster up a very strong B hit if they would like. Nades come out. Crazy gets the opening kill onto Fortin. That was already the hurt players, so not much information is lost for the T side. Black Lion gets a kill up on second orange as he's boosted up. Switch immediately takes down Black Lion on the trade. They're going to get bomb planted with only 10 seconds roughly remaining. But the CTs on B site did their job. Black Lion as well as Crazy both got a kill, and Crazy was able to back off as well as live. 4-on-3 retake is in the cards for the CTs. They have some utility, and the Ts don't have any. This smoke, even though it doesn't actually do anything because there's no player's banana, is going to give them that assurance. Crazy gets the opening kill on the Switch, who was blinded by the flash from Locke. Locke gets a kill of his own, killing Narcos on back site. Seen that 2 players were going back site. Biff tries to defuse without the kit. The player with the kit jumps on it. That is Slossy, and he's going to defuse the bomb just in the nick of time, getting a second round for Viper Esports. 2 players are playing dark, and it seemed that that was almost enough to be able to stop them and slow them for the bomb to blow up, but it was not the case. 2 on the board for Viper Esports. They saved 3 weapons as well. 3 of their men left alive, and the money is not looking that great for either side. This is definitely a pivotal round. Seemed that round 8 might be a deciding factor into who wins this round. Biff is taking the mid peak again, this time a little bit more aggressively. A flash goes up, he takes a pop shot and falls back, it seems. He's falling back through the lane towards site. Pop flash going over up towards B just to allow them to see up top banana. Hopefully gain some control, though not much is really going to come of it. Doesn't seem that B is currently their target. Narco is going to push through the smoke. And Slossy was looking at it for a second, but he turned his eyes away, and Slossy gets caught off guard. Narco takes 40 damage in the process, but that is much, much better than his first attempt by Narco. Gets the opening kill on Slossy, who was watching the angle, but looked away very shortly after he pushed through it. Even with that kill on A site, right now, the majority of the terrorists are grouped up towards B. It seems that this is their destination. This is their choice. Smokes are being set up and thrown currently. Flash is going out. 2 players are on the B site yet again. Let's see what they have for us in stores this time. Crazy gets the opening kill. Black Lion goes down without a kill. Viper Crazy goes down as well. A clean take by the T side again. Isolating the players from A and B site. They didn't really have much of a choice. They had to fight, and they lost. 6th on the board now for Viking E Sports. We'll save an op into this next round as well as an AUG, so they are not completely out of it yet, though their money is looking dire. Slossie and Biff will be able to buy out for some people. Black Lion will probably be able to get up a FAMAS for himself. They can buy back into this one if they want. It won't be the best weaponry, but it will be something. They do decide to force up. They get a very good buyout, actually. They get a couple of AUGs back out on people. A lot of utility. Again, Black Lion is lacking in not only weaponry, but also utility. He has inferior weaponry and no utility. Though he does have a kit. If again, taking this up towards A site, Arch is taking a look to see if there's anybody that is peeking Boiler. Molly comes out from Crazy, and that actually tickles Switch a little bit, dealing him 24 damage and pushing him back. They now have top banana control, though the CTs aren't really fighting for it, so they don't really know it. Narcos, again, just prodding this balcony position on his own. Locke is watching the mid push. Biff is also watching it, but it doesn't seem that this is where their attack is going to come from. Though it could. Bomb is just down at T steps. Biff is going to rotate off after throwing a smoke towards mid. I think the terrorists are going to hear this. Crazy throws a smoke of his own, and it seems that the T's want to fall off. They don't really have anywhere to go. They are smoked off from both A and B. They're going to have to decide now. Eddie throws a smoke, but it's just a diversion as they're falling back towards B site. He's also going to throw a flash. They're hoping to keep this Opera and Biff just here with them. Player on first orange is Black Lion, deals a lot of damage but goes down really quick. Crazy tries to trade, pushing through smoke. He dies to Fortin. And that's 2 quick kills for Viking E Sports. I think a quick save call for the CT side. These executes from Vikings E Sports have been really clean. They've rarely had to take many engagements outside of the initial take. Their execute has netted them the round on most occasions. They've only gotten a couple of post-plant scenarios that haven't really gone their way, and one of them was due to the fact that they had no utility and were in a bad numbers scenario in a 4-on-3. But the majority of the time, this seems to be the outcome. 7th on the board. Viper Esports is going to need to do something quick. This is starting to look grim. Remaining 2 players are going to just eco. They want to have some money in case they do lose this round, though they still do have the op and 2 AUGs. So it's not completely hopeless. All 3 of the rifles are still on A. After the op shot from Biff comes out, they know where the opera is held at least. Locke takes some pop shots and apps, but the damage comes from Biff, it seems, who damages Fortin for 45 damage as well. Seems as though they exchanged some. Biff gets flashed off the angle. It appears that these terrorists want to fight A this round, even though the guns from the CTs that were saved last round are all towards the A site. They haven't even tried to gain any information from B to see if that is the case, if all of them are there. Luck gets mollied out of his position, and he falls off and gets the kill. He repositions and gets the kill onto Eddie. Crazy drops the bomb down T steps. They realize he has a deagle here, though. This might provoke them into going to fight him. Crazy's still fighting. He's finally falling back now. A nade at his back. This might catch him, and it does. Crazy goes down to the nade, and this is now a free site as they smoke CT. They realize that the pistols were on B site when the 2 players of B fought. The second AK is picked up, and Locke seems to do some work with the terrorist weapon. Takes down Narco with it, who was watching the flank. don't think the terrorists were expecting the CTs to go for it. It seems that Slossy is setting up a pop flash. He's going to pop flash in, and Locke is going to push through the smoke off of it. Pop flash of the terrorist's own. Slossy finds the remaining player. He's pushing in hard. Fortin gets the kill. He gets a second onto Locke. Biff knows where he is, but he has the AWP. He does have the sidearm out, the P250. He's running in, and Fortin gets the kill. He gets a 1v3 clutch. Slossy and Locke got 1 kill each to open that up. Fortin holds the sight down and does it himself. He puts an 8th on the board, carrying that round on his back. Biff wondering if he should buy an AWP or an M4. He decides to buy an M4. It seems as though he's going to go back to B with the M4 over the AWP. A couple of nades come out mid, though nothing is doing of it this round. Seems both teams are just still defaulting. A deep smoke comes in towards B. It seems that the CTs finally want to take some banana fight. Slossy taking the duel up in apps. This is the first time he's stayed there without throwing the smoke, and it nets him a kill. Every other round, Slossy has thrown a smoke to prevent them from peeking. At this round, he didn't. It invited the terrorists just to peek. But Robbie, Slossy was ready. Black Lion takes a wide swing on the player Arch. Narco was watching it, and he takes him down. Gets blinded by his own teammate, but nothing really comes of it. There's no other player's Arch, and it seems like this might be another mid to B split. Locke is in Boiler. He gets the opening kill on a switch. He re-peeks, takes 2 down, and gets a little bit more damage on both. He damages Narco and Fortin both for 50 damage, and this puts them both at 50, though they don't know where any of the CTs are. It seems as though they're going to sit in the smoke and wait. No, they're pushing through. Slossy is in Graveyard. Biff is in Library. They are trapped. The terrorists, if they continue any further, will be stuck, but they don't know it. They're currently waiting for any CTs to advance, but the CTs aren't. Viper realizes what position they're in. Slossy sees the player that walked up on site. He goes down to Narco, but that was the perfect time for Biff to peek as he picks up the AWP off of Narco. He gets free up out of the process, and a very solid hold from the CT's side. Locke with some heroics of his own. Switch wants to switch out Flash for a different nade, apparently. The T's seem to be okay with running a default at the start of most rounds. They seem to leave bomb bottom T steps and probe around both sites before finally making their decision. Last round, Viper caught them off guard, it seems. That was the first round that Viper has really wanted to take any opening duels or pressure. They smoked down top banana as well as... Oh, Biff gets caught out by a flash. Death End spots him and taps his head. Crazy's gonna want to retrieve that AWP, and he does. The nade did not blow it any further away than he was expecting. Eddie just running through mid without any regard for life. It seems that he wanted to die. Locke obliges and gives him his request. They immediately go towards Arch. 2 players passed, though. Locke was not expecting them to just run in with very little utility thrown. All they threw was a flashbang. The terrorists aren't immediately going towards the B site, though. It seems as though they want to apply some pressure, force the CTs to make some mistakes. And they do. Black Lion is looking the wrong way. He makes a mistake. Crazy gets the kill, and he knows that they're converging from CT as well. They smoke him off. Looks like he's going to get a nade to the face shortly. It does. It only deals 30, though. Terrorists are going to get a bomb down, but they are quickly getting pincered, and they do not realize it. Or they do. Locke gets 1 through smoke. Immediate headshot onto Switch. Saucy gets the kill onto Narco, who is paying attention to Locke, who just killed his teammate CT. Fortin is stuck in a tough spot. He got... a molly was thrown near his position. Crazy took the aggression and the bullet to the face, but Slossy gave it in return. Locke and Slossy with 2 kills each. Even though Vikings picked up the opening kill onto Biff, seems as though the CTs had some life and wanted to fight back in that round. They've called for a save multiple times, but that round they decided to go for it. And it forced the terrorists into an eco. They have pistols and utility. 4 players do have body armor. 1 player of them has head armor as well. They know they have the lead. It seems that they want to prioritize not giving up too much of their rounds. They're running through the Molotov. They take substantial damage, but they deal some to Black Lion. Lock only gets 1 before going down. Lion gets 2 because of how much damage they've done. Actually, Slossy took 1 of them. Lion only gets his 2nd kill now. Slossy gets the 2nd kill onto the player, Eddie, coming from balcony. The terrorists very quickly buy up into this next round. They will have as much money as they were hoping for. 5-8, the score. Terrorists wanted to do something a little bit fast that round. They did catch 1 player off guard, but it seems as though they took too much damage from the initial Molotov that they ran through. As Slossy will throw a Molotov of his own. Initial utility is coming out from both sides. Doesn't seem that much is actually going to come of it. A little bit of positioning gained here, a little bit of positioning lost there. Flash is thrown. It's not really going to deter Biff at all. He's just playing the CT angle. The 2 players make their presence known, but it doesn't seem as though they want to actually take any fights. Switch is wary of this close position, though it doesn't seem that any of the CTs want to play there. This is one of the first round the CTs have played 3 towards B. They shifted the Opera off of Arch side. They actually have no eyes on Arch. They decided to wrap him around towards CT. The opening duel between Narcos and Slossy doesn't yield any winners. Tiny bit of damage is dealt to Narco, only 15. He immediately falls off. Doesn't seem that he wants any part of that duel. Seems that both sides are unsure of where they're going to attack. Utility comes out. It seems that the T's have finally decided, and their choice is B. They're running through the Molotov. Switch takes a lot of damage before he even sees anybody. Black Lion and Crazy both get 1 each, and the time, there's only 8 seconds left. 7. Biff gets a kill, but is it enough time? Narco seemingly is able to get the bomb down with only 1 second to spare, though it does leave him in a 1-on-2 scenario with no utility. Slossy and Locke both have a flashbang, and there is a Molotov on Locke. Narco does have a lot of HP, so this might be to his benefit. It seems as though he knows where both of these CTs are. He's wrapping behind the wrap. He hears them. He knows where they are. He gets the initial kill onto Locke. A quick tap. A molly comes out from both sides, and it seems as though Slossy is going to stick it. The Molotov did not reach him. He knows where his opponent is, and he gets the kill. He decides to go for the fight, confident in his own abilities, and he gets the kill in the 1-on-1. He even retrieves the op. That's the 6th round on the board for Viper Esports. A crucial round picked up. They have clawed it back 4 in a row for Viper Esports, and they have a good buy. Even after losing 4 players from that previous round, they have an ideal buy. Everything that they want. Bomb is thrown towards A this round. That might be some indication that they are going towards A at the end of the round for this attack. Though not necessarily. Smokes come out for either side. Saucy starts watching balcony as there is again this 3-stack towards quad side A. Narco just sprints out and Black Lion gets the kill. Seems as though he was trying to gain some information. He saw one but died to another. They just run out. Very little utility was thrown. They just decided to go out dry, and the CTs have yet to take any damage. It seems as though the terrorists were hoping to catch them off guard, but that wasn't the case. CTs were just sitting and waiting for them to peek, and they obliged. Crazy is boosted up, and Biff is in backside with an op. This is a very tough nut to crack, and they don't. Viper Esports picks up 5 in a row to nearly tie the half. Close as it can get, an 8-7 half. Seems as though maybe Viper Esports found out something about Viking Esports a little bit later into the half. As soon as they got rolling, they didn't drop around. This is a short halftime intermission. The game will restart shortly. Second half of this IM 7-4 match. The reason I say 7-4 is because both teams have a record of 7-4. Black Lion appears to be raid bossed slightly. It's a P250 and armor. Block with a flash and a smoke. CTs have 2 Molotovs, though. Terrorists are very quickly rushing up. The Molotov goes very shallow, and it doesn't seem to cover the terrorists' point of entry. Slossy gets 2 opening kills as well, with only taking 50 points of damage. The Molotov did not slow them. It seems as though maybe it was thrown panicked. Orton is taking the fight on the player Banana. Black Lion looking to take those long-range duels with this P250. Biff just sitting sandbags, waiting for the player here to peek. Fortin goes down to Biff. He's watching that CT angle, but that's not where they're coming from. Both players are about to peek Church. Crazy gets 1, he gets the second. I don't think the CTs were ready for that very fast attack from the terrorist side. Viper Esports quickly ties it up. This was an 8-2 match, but it's currently 8-8. Viking buys almost nothing into this round. The only thing they buy is a single P250 on Narco. A very quick alt-mid play. All 5 of the players from Viper are rushing from alt-mid to mid. This allows the CTs. Viking is looking to quickly flank them, but not much is happening. All that was done was 1 kill. Death End picked up on Crazy, who had a Mac 10 and was entering into that round. CTs were hoping to quickly wrap around and catch the T's off guard, but terrorists were ready. Third round of the half. This is currently the 19th round, 18th round. Math. Viking Esports finally on a bye here. They get 4 M4s and a FAMAS. They have a decent amount of utility. Meanwhile, it seems to be a bonus round for the T side. Locke throws a smoke to extinguish the molly, but it doesn't quite extinguish all of it. It takes a little bit of damage for that reason. Pop flash comes through the smoke. Second one now. Slossy gets up. His teammate Locke dies. Slossy immediately gets the trade back. And the same thing happens on the other side. Death End gets 1, but Crazy trades him. Eddie gets the kill on Slossy, who was towards that library side. Is now down to Crazy and Biff in a 2-on-3 versus the 3 fully healthy players. Switch Eddie and Narco. Narco takes a lot of damage, and he gets taken down with a headshot from Mini Pit. They now know where Crazy is. If they were able to figure out where that flash came from, they'll know where Biff is too. A lot of damage comes out. Crazy gets a second kill, and Biff gets the trade onto Switch, who was focusing on Crazy. Even though Viper was in a tough spot right there, they were able to win it out with superior aim, it seemed. And the CT's Viking is going to have to be back on an eco. Buy a couple of nades. I presume that they're just going to be thrown down mid or banana. Mid, it seems. Mid and banana. A little bit of damage. All damage is good damage, though. They do have 5 upgraded pistols. Slossy goes in for the entry and gets taken down. Switch with 2 quick 5-7 headshots. Crazy finally trades him. That is 2 kills taken for the CT side, and they don't have much to lose in this scenario. I think they're going to go for this, especially considering it's especially doable considering that Crazy and Biff I've taken some nade damage, but the CTs do not know that. Crazy throws a flash from CT. They might have heard the fact that he pulled a pin on that flashbang. They know where he is. Eddie takes the initial fight onto him. Death End goes in for the trade and gets the kill, but Locke with the nice spray down gets 2 quick headshots, and that will solidify that round. An 11th in the books for Viper. Excuse me. Vikings on their ideal buy. It seems Narco on the op. We only saw him have the op a couple of times on that T side. He didn't really do much with it. Let's see if he can turn that around on this CT side. CT side is a lot better for opping. T side Inferno is notoriously difficult. So this is his time to shine. Molly goes in towards App. Seems that they want to take control of this arch and alt mid. A lot of flashes are coming out. Counter utility comes in from the CT side as they throw a Molotov. Now it's just the waiting game. Utility comes out from both sides. But not a single point of damage has come of any of this utility. 1000 HP is on the board. And Death End times out. This could not have been at a worse moment. That was an A player though, and the T's are immediately going to rush in towards B. The op is towards A. There's a player playing pillar. He gets taken down immediately on the entry. Slossie takes him down. Fortin gets crazy, but Locke immediately trades. Narco and Eddie are wondering what to do. Seems as though they're just going to fall off and try and save. That will also buy some time for their teammate to get back, though a timeout will be able to be called for that. Dead End timed out in such a crucial round, such a pivotal moment. It's unfortunate that is how the CTs lose this round. He was an A-site player, so it didn't really have much to do with their attack, but there definitely could have been a retake. He might have had some utility to possibly throw to deal some damage. Locke throws a molly down on the bomb just to make sure that they won't defuse it, but they can anyway. A pause is going to come in here as Vikings waits for their 5th player. I think now would be a good time to look at the board and look at the damage. Do remember ADR is only for the half. You can see that the CTs are struggling this half. 2 players on 29 ADR. Switch has 97. I presume that is mainly from when he got the 257 kills. Crazy is having an exceptional half. 145 ADR, 2 KD, 50% headshot. Slossie and Locke have 95 ADR apiece. Slossie with 80% headshot. Biff doing his part as well, and Black Lion with a 1 KD. Nothing too shabby. Seems as though CTs are going to have to pick it up. Vikings has not gotten a round in 10 rounds. Death End comes back. Only has $3,500. It's not really enough to buy, but they're going to have to make do. Seems as though Viking E Sports, playing with their backs to the wall, are they going to be able to do enough to take this game back in their control? The only player in the positive for Viking is Fortin. Meanwhile, Viper Esports has 4 players in the positive. The only player who is not is Black Lion, who I presume to be their IGL. Opening peak for the Opper is going to be snuffed out. Narco goes down. He's going for an aggressive peek. He doesn't go with much utility, just a single flash. They know his teammate is here. Slossie is trying to find him, and he immediately gets a kill on to switch. That's 2 very quick kills, and I don't know if the CTs are gonna want to go for this. The Opper was taken down very quickly. A flash was the only thing that was thrown, but it didn't seem to matter. The terrorists were gonna barrel forward anyway. They just wanted to take him down. They spotted him, they smelled blood, and they attacked. This is now 13 for Viper. They're able to build up a bank. As you can see, Biff has $11,000. Flock's gonna throw away this op. Not that they were able to really get it anyway, but it's better to be safe than sorry, I presume. Biff on almost max money. The rest of Viper Esports, around $8,000 each. They're going to have money to buy for multiple rounds in a row, even if they lose, which is what Viking Esports is looking to accomplish. They need this round here. This is one of their last chances. They do have a good buy coming in, though, this round. It seems as though they want to take quick banana control. They throw 3 players here to start, hoping to take control. But this is a perfect counter play. The terrorists are going fast up towards A, and they don't really have any resistance. CTs only have 2 players towards this A site off start, and so the Ts were able to get very quick control of multiple positions. Molotov comes out, but it's thrown in the smoke. Saucy sees Narco trying to escape through the smoke. Takes 50 damage. Takes 80 currently. 2 taps come in. Saucy and Crazy take out Death End and Eddie. I don't know how much damage they've done to Narcos either. Biff goes down, but Bomb also goes down. Lots of damage has been exchanged. Narco down to 20, Saucy down to 30, Crazy down to 50. CTs need to go for this. They're not going to have too many more attempts. They do have a couple of kits on people. Switch gets the opening kill, but Slossie gets a double. Good spray down, and the first player was the only real healthy player on the CT side. This leaves the damaged Narco in a 1-on-2. Slossie is down to 6, yes, but Narco doesn't really know that. He's probably going to get the kill right here. That's going to allow him to run away, though Crazy hears him, and he's going to look to take him down before the round ends, and he is. Crazy goes down himself, but that takes all the money and all the guns away. Actually, CTs have significantly more money than I was expecting. They decided to double op off of this. Interesting round to try it. They haven't tried this yet, though, so they're hoping that this is a saving grace. As one player goes towards mid, he gets flashed off. I don't know if he actually sees the player that jumped into Mexico. He immediately gets chased down as he's forced to fall back onto site. This is a very quick push up from Black Lion. He's already arch side, and Death End isn't expecting it. He goes down, he dies first. Eddie is forced back on the site. He gets a kill, but Black Lion is avenged. Crazy gets the next trade. Narco gets a lucky shot through smoke. He knew that a player was just planting there. That was luck, but also some precognition. Saucy looking to take the fight. I have no idea what happened to Otto. Oh! I have no idea what happened to that either. He just got deleted, as did all the players from the CT side. Biff with a quick tap. Very precise and calculated. This quick play from Viper Esports has caught Vikings Esports really off guard. They haven't known how to really counteract this. This went from one-sided to very one-sided, but in different ways. Vikings Esports look to be heavy favorites after 10 rounds of play. But near the end of the game, it seems as though Vikings Esports didn't even have much of a say in this. Slossie gets the opening kill on the switch. Narco gets the immediate trade, but Slossie did his job. He's entering, and he's been entering most of the time. Biff realizes that these players could be on a quick flank. He gets flashed off the angle. Unfortunately, both players get flashed. Biff gets a double kill. He realizes that the flasher is still behind here. Dead End gets the first kill onto Biff, but unfortunately, he's going to have to 1v4 clutch this, and I just don't see it happening. He has a FAMAS and a nade, and that is it. He spots out Locke off start. Locke wants to give him the fight, and Locke wants the fight for that reason. He gets the kill. 16-8 is the score. That was a magnificent game from Viper Esports. They were in control after round 10, 100% of the way. That was a great game. Thank you all for watching this match. And I will be casting Viper Esports' next game. They're currently 8-4. Vikings Esports is still over 500 at 7-5, though. This was a great match from both teams and a good showing from Viper Esports.